Hello, everybody. This is Dee from Dee's Cute and Crafty, and I'm back with another video for you today. But before we get into that, let's just address the elephant in the room. Yes, I got engaged. Howard and I got engaged on Christmas Day before friends, family, God, and everybody. He asked me to marry him, and of course, I said yes. Now, let's get into the video. I'm just so giddy, I can't even think straight. We're going to be using one of these wooden Dollar Tree hearts, also one of the wooden arrows from Dollar Tree. I've already cut it in half. And I have some of these little wooden heart picks from Dollar Tree, some white chalk paint, and I also have the Ballet Slipper Waverly Pink chalk paint, some of the Dollar Tree lace ribbon, and some of the really soft pink rose ribbon. I picked that up from Hobby Lobby. I have my pencil out. I thought about doing some hand lettering, but I changed my mind. You'll see where it takes a turn in just a little bit. So I'm just going to start out by taking my Ballet Slipper by Waverly and painting this heart pink. Ballet Slipper is one of the softest, prettiest pink um, chalk paints that I've ever found. And you guys, my Walmart has ditched Hello Hobby Paint, and the Waverly chalk paint is back. So I'm really happy about that. So now I'm going to take my white matte chalk paint by Apple Barrel, and I'm going to paint the arrow white, and I'm also going to paint one side of the little pink heart picks in white. I then went in, oh, I did do some hand lettering. Oh my goodness, I told you, I'm just too giddy. I don't even know what I'm talking about. I I went in with my pencil first, like I always do, because if I mess up, I can erase it and then start over. If you just go in with your Sharpie, you mess up, you can paint over it, but it's really kind of a mess because it is a black Sharpie. So I always use pencil first, erase anything I don't like, get it the way I want it, and then go in with my Sharpie and make it permanent. So I just wrote follow your heart in my own handwriting, just trying to do some faux calligraphy. I really love doing that. I don't own a Cricut. Howard would buy me one in a minute if I wanted one, or I can go buy my own. I just like hand lettering. I don't know. I feel like it just keeps me sharp. There's nothing wrong with using a Cricut. If you have one, by all means, definitely do that. Eventually, I will get one, but right now I'm enjoying the hand lettering. Anyway, so going to get that done, and then we will move on to just cleaning everything up, just erasing all of the pencil markings in between the words, because I do draw a line so that I can get the lettering straight. So I'm just erasing all of that. Now I'm going to take my little hearts, I'm going to cut them off the skewers, going to save the skewer. I'll be using at least one of those in an upcoming DIY in this video. And I only painted the front because the back is going to be glued to the sign, so it really doesn't need any paint. You're not going to see it. So you guys, as I've said, I did say yes. I am engaged. I will be getting married. We're trying to do a fall wedding. We're trying to do an October wedding. We'll see how that goes. Finding a venue this late in the game is going to be tricky. So we'll see. That was my life-changing news. I said I had some life-changing things going on, and that was it. So thank you guys. Some of you guys are like super smart. You already figured it out. You had already seen the ring on my finger and was commenting. So yes, you were right. That is what happened. So here you see I'm gluing down my hearts, but before that, I had already cut the arrow in half, and I did that because the arrow wasn't long enough on its own to look like it went straight through the heart. If I glue it onto the back, it was coming up short. So the easiest way to do that is just cut it in half and glue it down the way you want it. You can make it as long or as short as you want it once you cut it. So just using some wood glue and some hot glue and just tucking in the point, the arrow part, and let it stick out as much as I want. And I already glued down the bottom part. Now I'm going to take my ribbon and I'm just going to make a bow. I'm going to do a 3-loop bow, which actually ends up being a 6-loop bow. 3 loops on either side. And I thought this ribbon was perfect for this DIY. Now, is this one my favorite of the 4 that I'm bringing to you today in this video? It is not. If you'd like to know which one is my favorite, you're going to have to keep watching. But as always, I need you to comment down below. Let me know which one is your favorite of the four. So now that I have my loops, I thought, let's just make it a little more pretty, a little more romantic. Um, and the Dollar Tree lace ribbon does that. It just adds that little touch of romance, that little extra something. So I'm just going to add a little bit of that to this bow. I'm going to pinch it together in the middle and tie it off with my jute cord. Then I'll make some holes at the top, just on the side of this heart, so that I can thread my jute cord through this DIY and tie it off in the back. This came out really pretty. So if you guys want to know, was I surprised when Howard proposed? No. No, I was not. We had gone ring shopping over the summer, and I ended up designing my own ring. Howard, he wanted me to have the ring that I wanted to have, and I wasn't finding what I wanted. And then the jeweler suggested that I design a ring, and so I did. So I knew at some point he was going to propose, and Christmas just seemed like the perfect time. There were a few times before that that I thought he might, but the girls at work said Christmas, he's going to do it Christmas, and they were right. So I wasn't completely surprised. I was kind of watching for hints and signs that that's what it was going to be, and I kind of figured it out. So yeah, but it was still amazing. It was just amazing the way that he did it, with everybody there, and I couldn't have asked for anything better. So kudos to Howard. He did a wonderful job. So I'm just adding a little bit of glue to the lace ribbon because I want it to sit a certain way. I want it to look ruffled a little bit. So I just need to glue that down to get the look that I want. And here she is, ready to be displayed. This one is super simple and really pretty. And I hope you guys give it a try. Moving on to DIY number two, we're going to be using two of these wooden hearts that I picked up at Joann's. And then the little lipstick pink hearts came from Dollar Tree. I have some pink paint and use the pink paint of your choice. This is a mixture of paints that I put together to get this color. So I really can't even tell you what color it is. And then I have some white beads from Hobby Lobby. I have this sign from Dollar Tree. And then my soft pink ribbon with the little white hearts came from Dollar Tree. So I'm just going to start out. We're just going to rework this sign. Just going to switch it up a little bit. This sign was actually in my stash from the spring, and I decided to turn it into a Valentine's Day sign. So we're just going to take off this little welcome sign in the front, and I'm going to just put that away for spring. I'll use that for spring or Easter. Just peeling the glue off of the MDF board. I'm going to set that to the side for now. And again, use the pink paint or whatever color, if you don't even want pink, the paint of your choice. This is a mixture. I mixed up some fuchsia, some white, some ballet slipper to get this color. And I did that in a jar or in a bottle that was white paint. And there was just very, very little of it left. So I just started mixing in the pinks and shaking it up. And I came up with this. And I love this color. So now that I've got my hearts all painted, we're going to set those to the side and work on the MDF board. And I was going to paint it white and changed my mind. And I grabbed a piece of craft paper from my stash. And this paper came from Hobby Lobby, and I love it. It is like a whitewashed gray kind of barnwood looking paper. and it's really pretty. And this is hands down my favorite of the four. It's very simple, but it is just beautiful to me. So I'm going to use my jot glue stick, and we're just going to adhere the paper to the board, going back in with my Gator sander, and I'm just going to get rid of the excess paper by sanding in one direction. I know I'm going really fast because the video sped up, so it looks like I'm not sanding in one direction, but I really am. If you sand back and forth, when you pull back to sand, you're going to pull your paper off. So you just really want to go in a downward motion when you're sanding. This is also a little bit of a switch up. I decided to do XOXO. I was going to just hand letter the X's and let the little hearts be the O. But then I decided to grab one of my vinyl X's and just put it on top of the pink heart and go over it in white paint. And that gives me a reverse stencil. So I just paint over it, not using a whole lot of paint because I don't want it to seep underneath that vinyl X, the poster board X. So you really want to press the poster board letter down really well and then do a light coat of paint and then peel it up while it's still wet so that you get nice crisp lines. And there we have it. We have our two X's on our heart. So now I'm just going to put the MDF board back into the frame. Again, this one was super simple. Love how it turned out. It's really pretty. I love the soft pink of this video today. And then I'm going to take my pink ribbon with the little white hearts on it, and I'm just going to trim out this frame. I'm just going to go around it, and I ended up having all my hearts facing inward. You can put your trim on any way you want, but I just thought we'll just face all the hearts inward and all the points facing out. Just going to use a bead of hot glue and just adhere this to the frame all the way around. I'm just cutting my ribbon at an angle so that I get the same point on each corner that matches the frame. And now that that's done, I will place my hearts in the center of the frame. Just going to go in with my sander, and that one was still wet. I almost couldn't get my finger off of it. Just going to go with my sander a little bit and just give it that rustic look that I love. Make sure you let your hearts dry before you try to sand them, or else your finger will get stuck to it like mine did. Oh, I'm going to add some beads. I almost forgot about the beads, you guys. Just going to take off one end of my jute cord. And here you see I'm tying a knot at the other end of the cord just so my beads stay where I want them. I don't want the beads to butt against the back of the frame. I want them to sit more on top of the frame. So that's why I tied the knot. And I'll do the same thing on the other side. I'll tie a knot there. And then I'm going to use my arrow staple gun, or my little stapler that I picked up from Lowe's, under 20 bucks. And I'm just going to staple that jute right back in place. And here you see that all my beads sit on top of the frame. None of the beads fall behind. And that's what the knots did. Kept my beads in place. So now I'm just going to put my little XOXO in the middle. I'm going to secure it with some hot glue. And this little beauty is done and ready to be displayed. Again, hands down my favorite. I love it because it's so simple. And the gray and the pink just, I don't know. I like those colors together. Here she is. So I'd like to take this time to say thank you, thank you, thank you to all my subscribers, old and new. If you're new to the Cute and Crafty family, welcome. I'm so blessed and happy to have you here. And if you've been with me for a while, you're one of my ride or dies. You know I love you so much. Thank you for always coming back. You guys are absolutely amazing. Moving on to DIY number 3, I have one of the styrofoam hearts from Dollar Tree, some of this pink ribbon from Dollar Tree, and these 3 dusters from Dollar Tree. Actually, there's 4. I'm only going to use 2 whole ones and a piece from a third one. So you guys, I've had this styrofoam heart in my stash forever, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it. But now, since I've, kind of figured it all out, I'm going to cover it with one of the dusters, well, a couple of the dusters, and it's going to look like a pillow. So I love this one. I have a glue gun that has a low temp setting, so I can apply the hot glue directly to the foam and it doesn't really melt. But if you don't have a glue gun that has a low temp setting, put your glue on the duster and then fold the duster onto the foam. That lets it cool off just a little bit to where you're not going to melt your styrofoam. So if your glue gun does not have a low temp setting, focus more on putting the glue on the actual fabric of the duster as opposed to putting it directly on your styrofoam because you don't want it to melt and become misshapen. So this one's simple as can be. You just get your duster glued down, and then once you do that, I ended up going back with my scissors and just giving it definition. I really wanted to make sure you could tell that it was a heart. So I trimmed it down in the center, giving it definition there, and I trimmed it up from the point upward around the curved edges to give it definition so it looks like a heart. And this is the little piece in the back where I ran out of duster material. And it's a quick and easy fix and very forgiving because it's so fluffy. You really can hide any mistakes because it's so fluffy. It's a little messy when you trim it up, but it's really pretty. It's just cute. Just securing a little spot that I missed at the bottom. And then once you get it all trimmed up the way you want it, I'm going to take some of that pink ribbon and just wrap it around the heart and make a bow for the center. And this one will be done. It looks like a pillow. I can't believe it's styrofoam. It's so cute. You guys, if you are enjoying this content, and I truly hope you are, please don't forget to give this video a big fat thumbs up. That lets YouTube know that you appreciate my content, you're enjoying it, and they push me out a little bit more so others can enjoy it as well, and it helps my channel grow. And for that, I'm always appreciative. Thank you so much. Just tying a regular old shoestring bow. Nothing fancy. This is really simple as well. I think all of the projects today were really simple. Giving the ends a little bit of a dovetail. And this one is almost done. And here it is. How cute is that? You would never know that that was styrofoam. It just looks like a cute little pillow. Moving on to DIY number 3, I have some of these glitter hearts. I got those from Joann's a couple years back. I have one of the little styrofoam Christmas trees left over from the Christmas season, that skewer stick that I cut off of those little pink hearts. I have one of the birch pieces, little birch stems from Dollar Tree, and I have some pink yarn from my stash. I think I used it in a Valentine's DIY last year. And then I have that same soft pink ribbon with the little white hearts on it. I have seen these on, oh my goodness, I don't know where I saw these little heart Christmas trees. Maybe Amazon or Pinterest, somewhere. I've seen these. Anyway, maybe in a store, a home decor store. I'm everywhere all the time, so I can't remember where I saw them, but I saw something very similar and I knew that I had the things that I needed to make this in my stash. So 5 minutes, you guys, and it was done. All I did was wrap that pink ribbon around that styrofoam tree or cone or whatever you want to call it. I just wrapped it and wrapped it until I got it all covered up. And then I started really wrapping it more like putting the hot glue on the ribbon and not so much on the styrofoam on the ribbon, on the yarn. Oh my goodness. Putting the styrofoam on the yarn and not so much on the on the, I can't talk. I just can't talk. I got this mouth, yeah, today, brand new. I don't know how to use it yet. I was wrapping the yarn on the styrofoam. And as I got more yarn on the styrofoam, I started adding the glue more to the yarn than the styrofoam because the styrofoam was kind of trying to melt, which even though on the low temp, this styrofoam particularly just wasn't having it. So I was starting to put my glue on the yarn and then wrapping it like that to keep as much of it off of the styrofoam as I could. Yeah, and I could have went back and edited all that out, but I'm not. You guys already know how I am. We're going to move forward with that explanation. So after I got that all done, I took one of those little picks that I had, one of those skewer sticks, and I just added one of the glitter hearts and then pushed through it, made a hole at the top that I didn't want. So I just took that off and put on a new one, tied a shoestring bow, hot glued it underneath that heart, and then I took my little streamer pieces of that bow and hot glued them to the yarn because I wanted them to sit a certain way. So I hot glued them down so that they sit where I like. And this one's done, and it would be beautiful on a tiered tray. Just hot glue it to your little birch piece, and we're done. And that was a lot for a 5 minute DIY. How cute is she? There it is. So, you guys, here's the final reveal of everything that I've made for you today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you liked the content. You guys don't forget to do all the things like share, comment, and subscribe. It really helps me grow. Thank you for being a part of my journey. Thank you so much for all of your love and support. Thank you for being here for the engagement. More to come on that. I'm telling you, finding a venue is going to kill me. But I'll try to keep you guys posted as we go. Thank you so much. You guys, until I see you in my next one, be blessed, stay safe, and craft something beautiful today, you guys. Bye.